She had sat next to him for 2 years. She watched him open his notebook every morning, watched him underline things in a specific way, not highlighting, underlining with a pen, in the margin a question mark, an arrow, or sometimes just a single word written beside it that she could never quite read. She thought he was just organized. She'd thought a lot of things about Christopher that turned out to be wrong. When the results came out, the school put them on the notice board. 23 A stars, 14 years old. The head teacher called it historic. A journalist came. Someone used the word prodigy. Someone else said gifted. A parent in the corridor said some people are just built differently. She nodded along. She had sat next to him for 2 years, and she had no reason to disagree. She was about to get every reason. Christopher was not loud, not showy, not the kind of person who answered every question or finished every test first, or made you feel slow by comparison. He was quiet in a specific way, focused in a specific way. He read things slowly. This surprised her more than anything else. She had always assumed that gifted meant fast, that intelligence showed itself in the speed of things, the quickness of a hand going up, the time that it took to answer a test. Christopher would sit with a single page for longer than she had spent on an entire chapter. Not confused, not stuck, just there with it until he was ready to leave it. He didn't take many notes while others around him filled pages, color-coded, tabbed, underlined in 3 different colors. He had those margin words. A question mark here, an arrow pointing to something 3 lines above. A single word that seemed to respond to the text. She would see him in the library, not with textbooks spread across the table, not with a laptop open to 12 different tabs, not with a particular hunched panic that everyone else wore like a uniform. He had a single sheet of paper, unlined, writing on it slowly, deliberately, not answers, questions. Before an exam, he would attempt the past paper before he had done any revision. Badly, sometimes, she could see the crossings out. But he would work through the whole paper first, make his mistakes, and only then open his notes. She asked him about it once. He said, "The mistake tells you what you need to read. Reading first just tells you what you already knew." She thought it was a quirk. She thought a lot of things. After the results, she found him in the corridor and asked him, how? He didn't say talent. He didn't say hard work. He said something that took her a while to understand. "I never read to remember," he said. "I read to connect. Every time I learn something new, I ask, where does this belong in what I already know? If I can't answer that, I haven't learned it yet. I just have more words." She stood very still. She thought about her own notes, pages of highlighted sentences, color-coded tabs, information recorded carefully, completely, and connected to nothing. She had always assumed the goal was to capture, to get it all down, to get it right, to get it recorded. She never once asked where it was supposed to go. "And the questions," she asked, "the night before?" "I never study answers," he said. "Answers feel like the end of something. I study what I don't know yet. The gaps. Your brain keeps working on it." He paused. An answer just sits there. She thought about every revision she had ever done. The stack of flashcards, the color-coded summaries. All of it was answers. She had never once spent an evening sitting with a question. "The slow reading of 1 page properly," he said, "is worth 20 pages fast. I only move on when it costs me nothing to recall it. When it's automatic, then I know it's in. Before that, it's just passing through." She thought about how many times she had moved on before anything was truly in, how many topics she had ticked off a list that she could not recall a week later. How much of what she had studied had simply passed through. "So you follow a process?" He thought about it honestly, I start with the hardest question first, before I read anything. So I know exactly what I'm trying to learn. Not what the book wanted to tell me, what I actually needed. Everyone else would read first and hope the question would make sense after. I did the question first so the reading had somewhere to go. She thought about the 2 years of sitting beside him. The margin words were connection points, linking each new idea to something he already understood. Building a web rather than a list. The slow reading was depth before breadth, moving only when the ground was solid. The night before questions were tasks left deliberately open. Because an open question keeps the brain working in ways a closed answer never does. The single sheet was ruthless prioritization. The 4% of material that carried 60% of the marks. And the hard questions first was output before input. The fastest way to learn anything. None of it was genius. All of it was a decision. She had watched it for 2 years and called it talent. Because she didn't have any other word for it. The next morning, she opened her notebook to a blank page. She didn't write the date. She didn't write the topic. She didn't color code anything. She wrote one question at the top, the hardest one on the syllabus. The one she'd been skipping to the end of every past paper, and telling herself she would come back to. She didn't answer it. She closed the notebook and let her brain start working.